It is definitely 15 minutes before the hour, 8 o'clock. You are still listening to TUT FM 96.2. We amplifying voices, empowering lives. I have to tell you this. Angela ha le thomile le tshwere tšhelete le ya gae ne ke December le seja o tlile a botse Thabiso re Steve Kekana or sa lo tsamaya ntate ya sokola mdala. But I want to bring you in to another inspiring edition of Kasi Entrepreneurship, and tonight we'll then step right into the heartbeat of the township innovation once again. And this is where health, not even health, but hustle meets creativity, where limited resources spark unlimited ideas, and where young people are then rewriting the narrative of what's possible in our communities. And tonight I want us to unpack the real stories, the hidden challenges, the powerful opportunities that are then shaping entrepreneurship in Komakasan. And we are looking beyond the usual headlines to then explore the lived experiences of entrepreneurs who have built what they have, right? The challenges, the odds, the every single day life that they still manage to spark economic activities on our streets, in our backyards, and inside containers across our townships. From access to funding, navigating a red tape to community support, the digital transformation, and even the resilience that is needed to survive in an unpredictable economy. We're opening the floor to a conversation that is honest, grounded, and long overdue. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're speaking about how to raise funds for your business, right? How to go about starting your capital business. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Kasi Entrepreneurship.
Welcome to another empowering edition of Kasi Entrepreneur on the Groundbreakers, right here on TUT FM. This segment is proudly brought to you by Makopo.com, redefining smart home experience. From voice control ovens to AI-powered home tech, Makopo.com is your trusted partner in luxury and smart living. Step into the future with home appliances that works as hard as you do. Let's build township economy, one entrepreneur at a time.
Back Jengo Mkolo, back like we never left. Let's get into it. Ramakopo, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mr. Madisa. Good evening to everyone in the studio. Good evening to our listeners.
Yeah.
And viewers at home.
Yeah. Those viewers will complain when they come seeing it, but they'll then say, yeah, we tried our best. Pula has definitely taken down some of the internet memes. I'm sure people are still wondering about YouTube. What's this people? But they've been wondering that coming in from last week. We have a lot of obligations that we had to attend to, but we'll not delve much into it. We are here, we are kicking, and we have to go into it. Remember this conversation, Ramakopo, it's about how to raise funds for your business. So in the morning, I'm thinking about you to then say, how did you go about raising funds for your business? But before that, I want us to understand, there's you, Mr. Makopo, who's the business owner.
Yes.
But we want to understand who's Makopo at the entrepreneurial core. When you are in your midst of becoming an entrepreneur, what kind of a person are you? Before we'll get into how did you come about raising your funds.
Yes.
How are you when you are at your entrepreneurial core?
Mr. Madisa, it depends on that question. For example, I don't know how I will answer that question. But firstly, I'm doing the world's biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Let me just apologize to our viewers, to our listeners.
Yes.
For the rest of last week, we couldn't be here because of some other commitments as well. But I was not feeling well.
Yes, true.
Then on Thursday,
yeah, true.
Yes. Now that question, it depends. Only the question sitting, it depends or which from which angle or from which context.
Yeah.
Madisha, if you can hear people talking about me, you will think they're talking about maybe 5-6 different people. If you ask that kind of a question, no, he's a nice boss, he's a good entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But maybe only the business people buy long It's like when you ask other people, a lot of people, they will tell you, Mr. Makopo, it's out, everything.
Yeah.
But go and ask maybe my ex. Will tell you it's something else. But let me talk about myself.
Yes.
Yeah. As an entrepreneur. What a tricky question. But I think, Mr. Madisha, that's where, because that I'm also, even myself, I'm struggling to actually to disassociate myself as this person from the business itself.
Okay.
Sometimes and this is what I'm struggling with. I'm just trying to be. Sometimes I forget as much as an entrepreneur, a business owner.
Yeah.
I need to live my life.
You need to be
also
a
a person.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
So now, most of the time, give a business person like 24 hours. Let me show how Robeje, all what you
On
think
the
of,
spreadsheet,
the spreadsheet
yeah.
and everything, and all the problems you face.
Yeah.
How they go into you. That is why an entrepreneurship is such a lonely journey.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think about myself ever since I started the business. My longer, like I was just John Makopo. The journey that I path, it has been a lonely journey, but most of the time it's more of business. I think the problem is I'm running different businesses, and the main one, Ibereka from Sunday to Sunday.
Let me put it in this
Day and
context for you so that maybe you'll understand me.
Yes.
You see, me, when I'm an artistic person,
Yes.
when I'm in the arts, Mr. Makopo, you will not like me.
Yeah.
I lead with an iron fist, especially in positions where I'm directing or anything of that sort. If you were to meet me outside rehearsal space, I'm a bubbly person. You
Yeah.
know, but when it comes to me having to direct a show, I just couldn't care. Or it's Angela or it's who that I'm working with. That's the type of person I am. So that's what I was asking you. When it comes,
now I'm a different animal.
Yes.
If I understand you from that point.
yes, because if Mr. Makopo, I don't know you from your entrepreneurial side. I know you as Mr. Makopo, who is my co-host.
No,
But when you're in your elements of entrepreneurship, you don't. Maybe you're a different.
No, I am.
Yes.
I am. I'm a completely.
So we want that
animal.
context. We want that particular point.
Mr. Madisa, I am something else.
Yeah.
I get it. But at the same time, I'm trying to balance. I get it. Because sometimes you just need to let it loose, Hanyane, to actually not necessarily micromanage your workers. But now, as you lead, remember you have these people, especially the ones by Longor, the white collar employees by Longor. You actually employed them to come and help you manage the growth of your business. You need their technical skill. Now, you must just let it loose, Hanyane, and allow them that space to lead, to run the business. But when it comes to, I told you, my strength, it's actually, though I don't have a special training for it, it's more of managing the human resource
True.
of the
You did
business.
mention that,
Yeah, other resources, I'm not that good, other business resources. But when it comes to human capital, that's where I am good at. And that's where you will see the other side of me. So I'm a completely different animal.
Sure.
I think most of my workers, especially in the factories, they will attest to that.
Yeah.
But the ones in the offices, they will tell you, no, he's a very good guy.
Yeah, you see, that's what I wanted. Now you answered me here.
Yeah.
Sure. But also because remember we said we'll speak about raising funds on how to inject money into your company. I want us to reflect at your earliest days because I cannot speak on something that I haven't done. You have done this. You might have better knowledge on that. You then say, as you reflect on your earliest ways, how did you go about to raise funds for some of the business that you started out with? I remember you had a car wash.
Yes.
You started your your fully formalized business was the cleaning business. How did you go about raising funds to do those?
For me, it was more of a social capital. Yes, I know. Normally, when I say this, I'm not a famous person. When I say it's actually a myth that we really need to debunk. This thing, we always need money. We always need capital to start. For me, my journey, Mr. Madisha, as much as I told you evenly before, I'm the function of God's grace.
Yeah.
But now, having that faith alone was not enough.
Please repeat that. What function?
I'm the function of God's grace.
Yeah. Now that's super powerful.
Yes. Now, everyone only his own journey. But for me, nearly more of a social capital because, but Babanchi, the biggest problem that we do, which is a mistake, we think of when we conceptualize business ideas, we always come up with the ideas saying, or they're so capital intensive. And I told you, as much as you can dream and big thing, if you can dream and think big, but the thing you really need to start somewhere.
True.
With me, this is how it happened. Nearly the issue after I lost my job, and then I went and worked for a union, NUMSA to be specific. Now, normally the unions, they train their own shop stewards and all those things. I used to be a shop steward. And then there was this time when my client was embarking on Section 189, meaning na a retrench and somehow there was a dispute. So I happened to be there, Madisha. One thing that I will always tell our listeners, always make sure you are well positioned, because you will never know, Mr. Madisha, when will the opportunity come. Most of us, we met our opportunities. It's just that we were not able to identify, to say, no, but you know what, this is the opportunity I get. But now, what happened, I happened to be at the right place
At the right time.
at the right time.
Yeah.
And then people, they were able to see, no, man, this guy is such a bunch of brains, and maybe he can be used somewhere else. I think that's where my client identified me. But I was on the opposite side, representing his workers during Section 189, the retrenchment thing.
Yeah.
I get. And then are you working right now? I know I'm here with the union. And then right time I was an official recruiter for NUMSA. And then what happened? Then we spoke, and then about it, okay, it's fine. Do you have a business, Karen? No. Then it was just after, when we were just having a talk. And then he said to me, why don't you register one? But anyway, Mr. Madisha, I was about to actually register the business. It's just that what happened is it happened sooner. That was a premature thing. I planned over anyway. I knew anyway, Mr. Madisha, when I was in high school, or I will be a business person, I will be an entrepreneur. I knew very well, or there's no way I'm destined to be this. So, but now the how part, normally you won't know. That is why I'm somehow, I feel like I'm God's, I'm the function of
God's grace.
God's grace.
Yeah.
Now it happened, and that was a turning around. That was a moment when my life changed. Now I went and registered the business, and then I told you, I dropped out of school.
No problem.
All what I knew was just to be a cleaner, and Keberikilidi plus everything, but I was just a cleaner. I did not have technical skill whatsoever. And then what I did, I had to start with what I knew. I get. So now, then Mr. Mohammed gave me the contract to clean one of his factories. And I started with 4 employees, and then I became the 5th. Now, your question again.
Yeah.
How did I manage to raise funds? I get. To me, there's one of my workers now, she's our cleaner now. Na bereka somewhere else. And then mo na bereka hona, ne ke tlhoka dilo tsa go cleaner, tsa go goga di mill scales, mo di rolling mill sing. Like o kare megoma.
Yeah.
Dilo tso ka reng ke megoma.
Okay.
Ke tlhoka le di harafa kere. Then my pastor, ka be ke motsa kere ke tlhoka megoma, ke tlhoka le di harafa. I don't know. You know what? As much as kereke sinile chelte enough everything, because I was so dedicated. Ne ke bereka ke le so devoted ko kereke ga kere. Then okay, I will give you the haraf tsa kereke.
So that you work with them.
And then, but the church will buy other spades.
Okay.
We will give you the spades that you can use. And then also Dr. Chris as well, the guy that I was working for as a garden boy. Remember, when I registered my business, I was a garden boy. Then that was after NUMSA. And then okay, it's fine. I will give you few of my spades. I will buy new ones. And then there's a guy on the back room, Mr. Matala. So Leona, he gave me his spades, but he did not only give me the spades. He made sure what he transport, because remember, I don't have a car. Already collect. Then the lady that now it's one of our cleaners in our headquarters. Now anzula la chidin chinyana ko meroko nche longor ni disa tlhele di sa bereka. Then I'm put when are you coming to collect them? I went there after church. Then Katamaki pick up.
So
then Kadi assemble.
Okay, let me just do this, because we're gonna take a very quick ad break just now in a bit.
Yes.
We can then safely say your with you.
Yes.
This question does not apply.
Yes.
Because then you then debunk the myth, or not even debunk the myth, you then stand with the issue that you don't really need funds to start, because there was no
you don't
funds
really
involved
need,
in the creation of the company. It was then you going to then
it's a social capital.
Yeah, register the company, and then everything follows afterwards.
Yes, but Papa Nchi Mr. Madisa, by nyacha this thing, yeah, a social capital. You have an uncle somewhere. You want to start a transport business. Only leko lui. Okay. Reapproach it from the context. They are a small business.
Hold that thought. Let's say a very quick ad break, because we are coming directly to that. So I don't want you to exhaust your points when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 o'clock on the dot. Let's quickly pay our bills. We'll be back after this. Is this what the country is going through?
From 7 to 9 on TUT FM 96.2.
Imagine now we're standing at 3,000 unidentified bodies. Right. It's only September. End of it, actually, it's going to be October next week. What happens when it comes December time? Right?
The Groundbreakers, where facts meet fearless conversations, because we amplifying voices and empowering lives.
It is definitely 5 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock. You are still listening to TUT FM 96.2. We amplifying voices, empowering lives. And remember, this is another edition of Kasi Entrepreneurship, where we're speaking, Makopo, we're speaking how to raise funds for your business. Makopo, before we took that ad break, you were making a very pregnant point there, and I'll take you on it. Let me make this statement. So I was doing a little bit of research in the afternoon about, how to raise funds and all of that. I came across a word that is called bootstrapping. It's practically saying self-funding.
Yes,
self-funding. That's what they call it, the bootstrapping.
Yes.
So in that research or survey that I was reading, they're saying that most of the people, they go about starting the business with their personal savings and loans from other people and whatever. And then you were mentioning the issue of social capital.
Yeah.
So I want us to then delve much into it to then say, but how realistic is it that one can actually start their business from that particular type of capital?
Very realistic, Mr. Madisha. Africa's number one billionaire, the richest billionaire, was that Aliko Dangote.
Yeah.
Understand? I'm just giving you one practical example.
Okay.
Yeah. So very realistic. The issue of social capital is very important, because you don't necessarily need the money per se, but you may have that asset that you can use to. I was just giving you an example. Let's say maybe you want to start a transport business, and then only few, but one or two of them is not using them.
Yeah.
And you've got a very good relationship there. Only they have a very good heart and the best interest at heart for Batlogolo Babon. Just giving you an example, I'm trying to break it down to the simplest.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, when you want to start a courier service business, or when you start a transport business, when you start something, I get. You can start kakuluya malume as long as you look and everything. Now you start automoraka your own car. It's how you buy another car. That's how you grow. But for you to buy another car and buy another car, remember one day we were talking about this thing. Our problem most of the time, Rena. You actually use the funds to business instead of reinvesting that money into business, and so that you buy other equipment. Non-assets.
Yeah.
They are not important. Actually, the liabilities to the business. But the most important thing, once you kabale that someone who start social capital, it can be the actual money. Without America somewhere. Salaka America will shoot the photo. It's about someone from somewhere.
Oh yes.
And then keep a videographer and all those things again. I mean, the first camera,
Okay.
when I was working, he was not working. I keep plasing everything. Okay, now, Anna Lena Akra Miracle after 3 months. After Miracle, I must carry him ke mo patelle bo di transport everything ke nna ne ke sa travel ne ke bereka mo diplotong e se current boy you know what he did he felt so grateful after are okay wa ra ke a bona ro tra go shoota di photo and di camera tšo di berekisang most of them like ro fapana le batho
the picture is right.
Yes, I want to buy you the best quality cameras and it's a thank you from me because you carried me through before I move out from Murumunyao kaya go dula somewhere. I just want to be sure because you really looked after me. So now my first cameras my first computer Pentium 1 understand again? So now that's the power social capital but it's something else but let's say somewhere it's not using his car, it's not using his cameras for the events so he can use them. I started a podcast, I started another platform to realize some cash. That most of the businesses, I gave you example, look at Africa's richest. He started and some of them are funded from Kamahai. Now let's go to this thing here. Self-funded.
Yes.
Self-funded, Mr. Madisa, I gave you the example one day. The problem it's an issue of the mentality. You know, sometimes we always preach the gospel there is no adequate access to finance. But how can Mr. Madisha, some of us, we had that access to finance. Like an ordinary person who somewhere. You may not be aware, but somehow you're sitting with 3 credit cards. Only overdraft, only revolving loan over credit facility. Only you've got access to them because you are working. But here's the thing. Instead of your credit cards, everything to self-fund or self-finance your businesses, what's a Golf 7? They're worth hundreds of thousands. It's an issue of mentality. If the bank can approve you a car, Mr. Madisha, 1.1 million, then Aurora Bakapala go approve for a credit card, 45,000 rand for you to start.
No, but the eventually we will not give you that because we know how the system is operating, but we are not with the system. And thank you so much for that. I was gonna go about to then say I think at some point it goes out with the mindset and the mentality.
Yes.
What is the change that what mindset change is needed for young people to then take them serious in terms of funding these issues? And also how do we go about joining the challenge because we might feel if no, this thing is about 50,000 rands. I've got 10, let's say I've got 15, and Makopo will bring up the rest. Let's put all this money jointly and push this thing even a startup.
Yeah. The problem Madisha, maybe it's our black race. But other races, what they do, finally aspire a web made longer, they make sure everything that goes into whatever that flies into that web doesn't come out. Look at we look over Maravastata or somewhere or Kinakoreka something. What's all about that war Okap Kinaka Kinaka mouse. You know how can Chokaka move but what directed to shop where we 60 from here. Or no, only shoppers, but on your way to that shop, only the shop in the direction to you. But Renar Levat Mabantu, we don't have that mentality or we can actually come together and reverse self-funding. We check our Renan normally can stock first time when I say for December and live for the booze.
Yes.
We live from January to November.
Yeah.
Reberekela for or Reklopelaka December.
December it's a lifestyle.
It's a different mindset. Nalana Nerebula mo one year. Ukare South Africa consumed how many billions in 7 days.
Yeah.
Just got alcohol. And more billions and billions already wasted like a better.
Yes, true. The gambling, yes.
And the worst in most of the gamblings, the finance can you see how there's a problem somewhere?
So I was fighting with this other lady.
Hey.
Or lady la gage.
Hey.
we are looking at the stock fail, let's say.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that stock fail works about. I'm still going to get someone at home break you're not down. So apparently at the stock fail, get the grocer. So I want you to break it down for me. So Uri, go stock fail is about come January. Who is your chelet? I don't know how much, but chelet lo kono yadim. Then it's sort of camel. So I think the lady has been doing that for months. So no gina go already grows at the 20 litre. Or such that the initial amount that she took. But nanza patela dina man. So my partner has to then give her that the rest of that money.
Yes.
Why? Can't you put that money on your own if you the regular grocery?
Now, Nakochi didn't get the issue of discipline. Halili group or created that obligation. Like and Halili group, you will be able to inculcate this culture. It's not easy when you are alone. It's on a limit. I saw Mr. Madisa join the Jimmy Hakaimo Pelom. Join the Jimmy and Chigudi. But now, Kebale that momentum in Yanula, January, the first 3-4 days, it was so consistent. And the rest, Labi 4, Labi 5, Kaya, Ninja Jampa is Halak because I am alone.
Yes.
Yes. So because I didn't need that obligation, I can't account it to anyone else.
Yes.
But now, let's also liberty social liberty stock fail. Kela or you account because who lead the rules and everything.
And
our forced Aluana to say, Madisha, how can less than 1,000 rand every Monday? Your fine is gonna be 600 rand.
Okay, so let's flip the conversation and maybe put in a point.
But the problem, also Mr. Madisha, as much as it is a beautiful thing and it is a beautiful mentality, or can we come together and put the money receive? You know, other races, they come together, they do what we call crowdfunding. Babarakadi properties.
I wanted to bring in that the
6-pack. That's a problem with our mindsets.
So because I was saying because of the social, can we then use the social to assist us into those kind of businesses?
No, we can.
Ramakopo wants to start let's say alumni, not even alumni, but it's alumni working into a mafistere. Aluminium. Yeah, you want to start that. Socially. 6 months, then automatic business. Then after 6 months, the say automatic company is a podcast the camera.
Yes.
Next month, 6 months, why can't we do that?
Even as far as take it money, they are so big to the point they even buy properties for one another.
And but this one I get in the context of Makassar, in the businesses of Makassar.
Yes, like these small businesses.
Yes.
But now there are very few of them. So I get it.
Yes.
I think one day we broke it down the issue or how much can be the stock fails, or how much should they contribute the money that flows between the stock fails, that economy alone, that amounts to billions. It's equivalent to billions and billions of rands. I get it. Now one day we spoke about it. I get it. Mara, Mr. Madisha, I think the good mindset is when hurricane is social. The very special social, it's specifically for raise the capital. We want to start a business. We create that obligation, or at the end of the month, this is what we bring. We bring together again, and then Sanjeri Tushani if I bring 10,000 or at least 10,000 or at least 10,000 together, at the end of the day, hardly 10, it's 100,000, which can be way too much, more than enough to start a small business. You understand again? Yes.
And now, Ramakop, I'll come to you. Around, like coming after this point, I'm asking you personal things.
Yes.
Now, still for now, I still don't understand the social.
Yeah.
I really don't understand. I try. Last thing I made this driver avenge. So now allow you to clip. We are social link as
I'm sure you're more Monday.
I get my so we are social link as 6. So yeah, sure that chela taka wa mo phone lo emona team ene mona why you tshwantse ke social ba tlo mfina lo mama go dis
di socially Madisa di socialing it's ra go foster
gore o save chelete
gore o save tšhelete ra go foster number 1 go nle budi fine go nle budi yo but unlike how le one
so the main issues that is social is for the discipline.
It's discipline.
It's discipline.
Yeah.
For Harare, Ramakopo, every Monday, re batla 1,000 rand from where? Ke 1,000 rand or tshwantseng o save.
Yes.
We save it for whatever reasons we batlang ka December.
Exactly, yes.
Be tlo go tshwarela yona, re tlo go fa yona maybe ka bo di 10 tsa December.
Yes.
So now you get no, now I have that type of discipline. Ke tla tipiela yona ga ona molato. But now
o tepela o dula ka mo South Africa.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
So never get it. No, but I understand. No, if you're speaking of the means of discipline,
Yes.
it's fine because
Yes.
I don't think I have the discipline or yeah.
Besides, Mr. Madisa, we living in an economy that I always tell you it's lingering. In fact, it's not stable. Lingering at 0.3%, not even a percent, not even 0.5%. Well, so it's tough. You can understand. Low kabale 200 rand ka montlo. It can last the next.
Yeah, kasi. Yeah, kishile 50 rand na go ntlong. I'm sure ba rekile borotho le kholi chai. It's over.
So what are we will never save.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things Jerry Mr. Madisha. They talk a lot of money.
So Ramakopo, how are you then supposed to pull up the 1,000 rand? I get it either way. Like bolela mo di 1,000, but I know gore a se 1,000. When I let's do gore me 500, 300, whatever you care. You leave a limit or no. We're not taking anything less than 500.
Yes.
I get it obvious.
Limits. I go tell you normally socialist.
Awesome belief.
Okay. Normally socialist and that can be a catalyst when it comes to bolstering the economic growth. Start the businesses. The problem, most of them, the reasons behind why they exist, but but for the purpose of this show, this is what happens, Mr. Marisha. This is how we create discipline again. How local socialing you account to other members, the social club. Okay. Meaning or you cannot just decide and do everything. When it comes to the decision making, everything, or okay, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Rebale a minimum. To say most social say house can per week you don't bring less than 200 rand. If you bring less than 200 rand, it's a fine.
Okay.
Okay. You don't come late. You come late, it's a fine. We have a minimum target, a month. We've got a minimum target, a year. And Lorna, Mr. Madisha, to work very hard so that you go and create the interests, just like the banks. Okay. When you must go and look for people by long where they are in need of that money. Maybe give Mr. Makopo. You get that person, socialism might be
okay.
But what guarantees Makopo chelete laija? Get the money that you do have when I'm Kamara social. We know what we will replace that money. But now, Makopo, the interests di patela. Okay. Radicari di allocated la meaning what you do when is just to deploy. It's just to deploy the funds socially to go out there in the market and make another money and bring that money here.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, all what you did, you only saved maybe 7,000 rand. But you're going home 22,000 rand. Because the rest of the money, the interests, you know the generator through other people.
You understand? Now, if you put it in the context, you see why it's needed.
Your little money, you were not going to actually be able to pull up that kind of resources to can borrow other people. But now that you have access to Cheletamo Socialing as a member, again, you use Cheletamo Socialing, you borrow it, maybe government 20%, whatever the amount. When it comes back, those interests, again, leave the bank account that you choose to use it, yeah. The bank pays us the interest.
Yeah.
and ba re patela go ya le ka our bank balance.
Okay.
Wa bona? Maybe we tla kry-a ba re file maybe a re 10,000 this month, next month but load for 12.5 wa bona? So now those monies lo gona re fetsa ra di share.
Na ke nya go tlo botsisa ye hore bana e ka se be le tshele na go hore o mongwe ena a ngare a ke tšhelete ka e
Remember Madisa, you sent you phele le batho ba e leng gore you are like-minded.
yeah.
Le bona.
Because let's say for instance Makopo, the social has 200,000 rands. That's the total number of the money that the social has.
Yes.
Liseja comes in over 100,000 rands. Remove let's say 50 just to be dramatic, 50%. I'll bring that back as 150,000 rands.
Yes.
That 50,000 rands ke social.
Yes.
E shariwa by the members of the social gore ke ba bakae or ka nna o gitlile le Liseja or Liseja tla tla di matšhelete.
It depends go ya le ka the rules just social.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
maybe the first 30% iya ko go wena, but the other one goes to social. But at the end of the year, what now happens go gore o kry-e le gore at the end of the year, let's say maybe re kgonne go bea 300,000 as a group again.
As a group, yeah.
But o kry-e le gore out of that money e rena re contributileng e tsweng le bo 150, the rest of the money ke e generatileng ka go adima batho.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Wa understand?
Yeah. I batla motho a nang le-
Madisha o ne le a contract le government. Okay. Invoices tsa hae di tlo patalwa neng in the next 60 days or 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay. But now o tlhoka go supply dilo tse now. O tlhoka 90,000 rand. Re ne le yona. We cannot let our money idling in the bank, just sitting doing nothing.
Yeah.
Now what we do, we deploy that money. Yeah, Tusha Madisha, a financer that invoice. Remofana ile 100,000, urubishicha ile 140,000. But that 40,000, at the end of the year, we share it amongst us.
You see, I want to explain it to you.
Yes.
That is the kind of explanations that we need. Now, if you didn't explain
Now,
like
on
this,
the issue of discipline, okay, wa gapeletšega. You inculcate this culture, it becomes part of you. Okay, you know, if social salna scanner every Saturday, you know what every Saturday is a saving, just like any person who yang kereke.
Yeah.
But it's about every Sunday without a fail. Who are kereke nka mo motseng. So Luana, it becomes part of your blood. It becomes part of you. Or every Saturday, I put away this day just to save money, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Well, but yes. So now if it part of us, every Saturday or every Wednesday or every Monday, if we belong a Monday, every Monday or Majita Tuesday, whatever. I get you know, every Tuesday it's a day long or you need to save something.
All right.
That obligation.
Yeah.
Yes. But as long as wasn't the obligation, Mr. Madisha. Well, snacks.
Yeah. And I think also maybe for me, the issue might be guys, so which means it puts you pressure on you plan because we need that money.
You know, but when you work in social bidding, most of them is small businesses bidding.
Yeah.
The money is generally via Mr. Madisha. At the end of the year, you will be so shocked. There's money everywhere. You will be very shocked. Child direction from Monday to Thursday, but yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, social.
Yeah. Understandable. You see, there's proper stuff. There's proper plan in the year.
Yes. Mara, but all the level they don't belong to the social link. You wanna be the Baba Chamba to go me very Kongora strike him for increase. I'm sorry. You know, but talk about the body.
Sure.
But now, guys, it does not matter or how much you does not matter your earning capabilities. Okay. You can save, Mr. Madisha.
I think we need to have a proper conversation on the issue of socials.
Yes.
Because I think it's something that can change
we
the
arrived
economy.
here. We will discuss the issue or how can you go about raising the funds for the best.
And then I
business
see,
yeah, and then now we arrived here because of the social capital and the crowdfunding, and issue la gore now when we do the crowdfunding, we do them for the
Wrong
the
things.
wrong.
Yeah.
I get it. So, but now, Namadisha, this is my suggestion. I know we are closing the show maybe in the next 2 episodes or the next one.
Yeah.
But now, there are a lot of ways of. Remember, one day we spoke about this Paza Shop funding. I get. So now, Bekituna already take it one by one. Woman. So now, yeah, self-funding, Mr. Manish, it's a beautiful thing because now you own the equity.
Yeah.
You own the equity of your business.
Yeah.
Okay. Another way, which is a beautiful thing, I think we spoke about it. You can always look for a strategic equity partner as well.
You didn't mention that.
But doing that, Mr. Marisha, you're giving away that right, the decisions. And you're giving away enjoy your profit because now you have to share it, Mr. Madisha. But that can also be a beautiful way of raising money or the funds. Or why? Unlike when you're raising the funding through debt, through finance. Okay. Through finance, let's say maybe you put a collateral over security. Okay. You risk once you default now, you may lose that asset, whether or gain. But now, an equity partner. Now you give away the equity of your business, but highly a risk. Remember, we have a shared risk. Lead losses already share and lead profits already share. The business you were my part.
True.
Highly lead risks you. But the thing now you are giving away a stake. You're giving away an equity
of your
company.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful way of raising money as well.
True. Makopo, I think we'll touch base on those issues. And thank you so much for mentioning how we need to tackle them one by one.
No, can you go real coach on now one by one, show by show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll make time for that. I think we'll
more especially the ones still already they are available from government. Renewable IDC. Okay. Renewable there's development finance institutions like with the National Empowerment Fund or Renewable Department of Small Business Development. Okay.
Yeah.
With the NYDA.
True.
Okay. There are a lot of them. Okay. Maybe next time we must go coach on one by one because small enterprise finance agency, something like that. I'm not sure if
we'll look into it.
Yes, and also some of them they even issue with the non-financial support. Issue your funding, you will never get it right unless you get first the non-financial support. Because not normally reliability the financial support,
yeah.
But you need the non-financial support. How can you now draft a proper business plan? It's a business case. It's so propelling for an angel investor or anyone who will think of investing in your business. Now you need that financial support. Someone will sit down, I will draft the business plan. I will really the professional one. I get it. You need the accountants. You need the services of accountants and so on
true.
to help you to do the financials and everything because you will never get funded.
The lawyer,
not unless
the legal
not unless if you have those financial metrics to prove your business. I get. So we will go deeper. We will be very technical at some point.
Yeah.
We will bring the right people. By longer they know these things. Even if it means we must bring the accountants to the show because we need to really break down the issue of business funding, especially for the small businesses, and read Leona to details.
Your closing sentiments, 30 seconds, Ramakopo.
Closing sentiments, I will borrow again the words of Kerry Fury, the outgoing CEO, Capitec. Okay. For South Africa to massively so unlock the potential in Leon, we just need to increase the number of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And not somewhere else. Right here in the townships.
Yes.
Because that's the heart. The country.
Thank you.
So, closing, guys, let's start businesses.
Let's start business.
Of course, it's very hard, but let's go into business.
Ramakopo,
Yeah.
Want to thank you so much. We'll finish up this conversation on Thursday.
Yes.
Whether
In fact, we will start it on Thursday.
we'll start it on Thursday, sure, because now we've outlined a plan to go about it.
Too much because we are Sorry,
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 minutes before the hour 9 o'clock, this wraps up another edition of Kasi Entrepreneurship.
That wraps up today's edition of Kasi Entrepreneur on the Groundbreakers. A big shout out to our visionary sponsor, Makopo.com, your home of premium, intelligent appliance designed for comfort, class, and convenience.
All the hits, one station.